What's up guys, this is Lesky. The build we're going to be looking at today in FIFA 23 Pro Clubs is honestly so overpowered as a box-to-box midfielder. I have some solid box-to-box builds on my channel already, but this might be the best one yet. My teammate also used this build. He had a lot of success with it, and it has grown to be one of his favorite builds on the game. So take a look at some of the clips that we got while using this build. Switching it? Oh man, they just keep feeding me.
I have no idea, yeah, like, they just don't know what they're doing. I don't know, they're creating a YouTube video.
That close?
Huh?
LBX, that's a dunk, if I've ever seen one.
You. That's you.
The keeper!
Sounded weird. Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh! God, first post. Ooh, that was some back heel.
Traumatize this game. Traumatize him.
Mine. Sliding.
Traumatize him.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
Hey, it's ours.
He tackled me.
Yeah.
Crap. Oh my.
Right here, it goes too fast. We're already there. Oh my gosh. Yes, sir.
There we go.
Go in. Thank you. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my
don't even
gosh.
Just bodied.
You can see that this build is just stupid good. It is huge, 6'6", 253 pounds. And then on top of that, it has some pace. You have the lengthy accelerate run style to help you cover more ground on the pitch. If you're on the new gen version of the game, that is. If you're not on the new gen version, still on the old gen, then it doesn't matter when it comes to the accelerate run styles. But then all the other categories are very well rounded. So taking a look at this build, we're going to be listed as a right mid instead of a center mid. I believe this is the first time I'm actually making like a left mid, right mid build where you're going to be using it as a box-to-box CM. I made a few of those builds last year, I think, in FIFA 22, and it was pretty good. So we're going to be doing the same this year. And then you're 6'6", 253 pounds. As I mentioned, this will help you win a lot of the aerial battles in the midfield. And then you will definitely win those shoulder-to-shoulder 50 battles because this build is an absolute tank. And if you haven't noticed already, this build is based off another build on my channel, which is the goated build. Both of the builds have the same height and weight, and they're listed in the same position. So this one is just like a midfield version of that other build. And that other build is one of the best attacker builds in the game, in my opinion. Go ahead and check that video out if you haven't already. I'll have the link in the description of this video. And then the preferred foot for this build is right-footed, but that is really up to you guys, just preference there. Let's take a look at the perks that we're going to be rocking. So when it comes to this build and selecting the perks on it, I would highly suggest trying these 3 perks that I have on it first. And if you do want to switch 1 or 2 of the perks out, you could go chase down if you're not a fan of that perk, or ball winner. But interceptor is pretty important to keep on this build because I believe that is the lowest stat we have on the defensive page. So the interceptor will upgrade that a lot and make it way better when intercepting passes. So the first perk I have is chase down, and this will make you quicker to recover when your team loses the ball. So right as your team loses possession for a few seconds, your guy will have chase down activated and you'll just feel way faster, and it's really good for recovering the ball back quickly for your team or just getting back in position, which is great for a box-to-box midfielder because you might be running into the box trying to score some goals, and then you want to track back faster with chase down. And then interceptor, like I already said, the interceptions are not the best. They're in like mid 70s on this build. So the interceptor is very important to upgrade the interceptions probably into the mid to high 80s and get that a little bit more respectable. And this build is listed as a right mid, left mid. Remember that we're not a center mid. So that position doesn't have as good of base defensive stats compared to the center mid. So we did go for a lot of upgrades on the defensive page to get those numbers up. But luckily, the right mid, left mid don't have terrible defensive stats to start out. they're good enough to where you can put some skill points on the defensive page and actually make them look pretty nice. So interceptor for the second perk, and then ball winner for the third perk. I believe the stand tackle and slide tackle are both around 80, maybe 80 exactly. Not 100% sure on that. We'll check once we get to the skill tree. But the ball winner will basically upgrade those even more, probably into the high 80s, low 90s, somewhere in that range. And the tackling ability is fantastic, especially because of the big body, 253 pounds, 6'6", those long legs. The tackling is really good on this build. So if you want, you could switch out maybe ball winner because the tackling is already pretty decent on the skill tree. Or if you don't want chase down, again, you can take that off. But I definitely think you should try the build with these 3 perks on first and then see how you like it and then go from there. So now let's take a look at the skill tree. I created 2 different variations of this build, one with 5-star skills and 4-star weak foot, and the other with a 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. So you can kind of pick which one depending on your playstyle, if you like scaling or if you just prefer the 5-star weak. So I'll be showing you guys both of these, and I believe right now I have it on the 5-star skill variation because that's what I used the last. But when I was using this build along with my teammate in the midfield, he was using the 5-star skill variation and I was using the 5-star weak variation, and they're both very good. So looking at the physical page, we have both of the archetypes. The bull archetype to max out the strength at 94, and then the acrobat archetype to get the max stamina. Stamina is extremely important for a box-to-box midfielder. And then don't forget about the reaction upgrades, +4 reactions and then +3 reactions. And then the max strength will help make this build lengthy, which we'll discuss a little bit more once we get to the dribbling page. For defending, as I mentioned, I went for a good amount of skill points here. We have 74 interceptions, which will be upgraded more because of the interceptor perk. 85 defensive awareness is solid for a box-to-box midfielder. And then 80 stand tackle and slide tackle, which will also be upgraded more because of the ball winner perk. So you see why I went for all those defensive perks on this build, just to upgrade the defensive ability even more. And because this build is so big and strong, you become even more of a beast on defense. I think I say this in all of my lengthy build videos, but in order to be lengthy on your build, you have to have 14 or more strength than agility. So we have 94 strength and 80 agility. So that is 14 more strength than agility. So we're perfectly lengthy. So what you're gonna do is get the first 2 agilities, and then we're gonna go down and get the Maestro archetype, get some skill moves upgrades, as well as agility and dribbling. And then right here, for 1 skill point, you get +2 dribbling. So we'll have 85 dribbling, which isn't the greatest, but you are a midfielder, so it's not as important compared to like attacking positions in my opinion. But if you want, like, skill dribbler will help make the build feel a little bit better on the ball if you want to switch out one of the defensive perks for skill dribbler. On the right side, you're going to get everything except for this +3 ball control. We're going to have the Lynx archetype. The 92 balance is insane, along with the high strength and big body type. It makes this build extremely glitchy, and you don't really stumble or fall at all, and you just bully people around. And like I said, this is the 5-star skill variation, so I went for the 5-star skills. And then don't forget about the +2 balance for 1 skill point. On the passing page, I definitely went for some upgrades. All the attributes are 80 or higher. So on the left, for 3 skill points, we get 5 total upgrades. And then I wanted to get the curve 80 or higher. So we have this +5 curve for 5 skill points to get it to 82. And this will help for your passes and your shots. And then on the right, if you look at the base stats, we only have 82 long pass and 78 short pass. So +2 long pass and +2 short pass for 1 skill point each. And then I wanted to balance out the long pass and short pass a bit more. So I went for this +4 short passing, got both of these upgrades on the left. And then if you want to upgrade the passing even more, you'll have to take off one of those defensive perks, but you could go precision pass to upgrade the long passing and short passing, or you could go the threaded pass perk to upgrade the vision, which will help your through balls. In pro clubs, when you increase the height and weight on the build, I think for almost every position, the shooting attributes actually get better. So because this build is 6'6", 253 pounds, we really didn't need to go for a lot of skill points on this page. So on the left, you're just going to get the weak foot upgrade, and we'll also get +5 shot power. So we'll already have 88 shot power on the build, which is really good for a midfielder. And then on the right, we're just going to get this +3 to bump it up to 80. And this was just 2 skill points that I had left, and this build being big, I just decided to put it on this +3 heading to have 82 heading accuracy, and you can definitely score some headers with this build. So I think it's a good time to show y'all the 5-star weak foot one. So what you'll do, I believe, is we're going to take off this heading accuracy, and then we'll go back to the dribbling page. We're going to take off both of these, the skill moves and the ball control. And then we're going to allocate the ball control to this +3. So we'll have one less ball control with the 5-star weak foot variation. And then we'll go back to shooting. And then we're going to get the +2 finishing for 3 skill points. Not the best value, but that's how we're going to get the 5-star weak foot. So this one will actually have a little bit better finishing. And then that's how we get the 5-star weak. And I guess the one downside compared to the 5-star skills is that the ball control is a little bit less, and then you don't have the heading accuracy upgrade. So it's only 79 heading, but you do have a little bit more finishing. And that's what you're going to do in order to get the 5-star weak foot variation. You can try both. If you're not much of a skiller, I bet you the 5-star weak foot will be best for you. But if you like using 5-star skills, then definitely give the 5-star skill variation a try. For a 6'6", 253 pound build, the pace is very respectable at 80 acceleration and 90 sprint speed. The 90 sprint speed will help a lot covering the field. And then remember, if you're on the new gen version of FIFA, you will have the lengthy accelerate run style, which will also help with those long distance runs you're going to be making as a box-to-box midfielder build. So let me know in the comments what you think of this build if you give it a try. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then hit that subscribe button on my channel if you haven't already. As always, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.